Hi! On the Woodpecker today, I'm going to show you how I built this angle drilling jig. In my last episode, I drilled some angled holes. In order to do that, I had to make an angle drilling jig. I begin by making a three-dimensional plan with SketchUp. And as you can see, the table angle changes when I move the angle support. I begin by cutting two pieces of plywood, one for the base and the other for the table. I mark the placement of the T-track grooves and I cut them with the router. I'm using my table saw router table because I can move the rip fence further away than on my usual router table. Next, it's time to make the back support. With the jointer, I make a 2x4 straight on two sides. The other side goes through the thickness planner. Then, I make the same 3/4 wide groove on it. I finish by ripping it to the right width and cutting it to the right length. Now, I make the two angle support guides. I cut a scrap piece to the right width. In the center, I cut a groove for the key. Then, I make the key. Glue it in the guide's groove. Now I make the support, which will give the angle to the table. I rip a piece of wood to the right width and cut it to length. Then I make two notches for the guides using a series of cuts. I make the top straight by moving the piece over the blade. I drill holes bigger than the screw head on the top of the notches. Then I drill through holes for the screws. With the end plane, I make a bull nose on the top of the support. Then I sand it to remove the faces. It's time now to assemble the angle support. I begin by cutting the guides. Then I drill a 1/4 inch hole in the center of the key. Then I glue the guides to the support. Temporarily, I put the T-tracks in their grooves. I put the guides on top and the support on the guides. And I make sure it's straight. Then I screw the support to the guides. Now it's time to install the back support on the table. I begin by drilling chamfer holes on the back. I screw the support to it. It's time now to install the T-tracks on both sides of the base. I begin by drilling holes in the T-tracks. Then I chamfer the holes with a bigger drill bit. I screw all the T-track pieces, even using some leftovers in the back. The screws went right through the plywood, so I take this opportunity to sand the whole base. I left the T-track longer on purpose. Now I cut them flush on the table saw. It's time to screw the hinge. I mark the center of the hinge holes with a self-centering punch and pre-drill them. Then I screw the hinge to the base. To screw the table, I put the back support in the vise and screw the hinge, after drilling the hole. The last thing to do is to install the jig. I begin by drilling 2 holes in my drill press table, equal to the distance between the 2 bottom T-tracks. I put 2 T-bolts in the holes. I tighten the nuts. Then I put on the angle support. As you can see, when I move it, the angle of the table changes. If I put stops in the back support's T-track, I can make repetitive holes. Now that I'm satisfied with it, I remove the hinge and sand the table. I brush 2 coats of varnish onto all the pieces. By marking lines on the base, I can easily return to a known angle. If I make a taller support, I can even drill steeper holes. Here's my new drill press angle jig. I hope you like it, and see you next time for another episode of the Woodpecker.